So very good evening to you all. Today we will be discussing about the models and theories, and we'll try to cover the most of the models in this today's sessions. Okay, so let's start it here with the Lasswell model of the communications. देखिए कम्युनिकेशन में सबसे पहला मॉडल माना जाता है लैसवेल मॉडल माना जाता है बिकॉज बहुत ही पुराना मॉडल है ये। ठीक है। और उससे भी पुराना एरिस्टोटल मॉडल वगैरह सब माना जाता है बट जो है एक्चुअली जो हम कम्युनिकेशंस में जहाँ शुरुआत करते हैं specifically communications में that is the Lasswell model of communications. Okay, so Harold Lasswell, an American political scientist, states that a convenient way to describe an act of the communication is to answer the questions developed to study the media propaganda of the countries and businesses at that time, also known as an action model or near model or one-way model of communications. So in this, it is what it important that they had focused on the questions. Okay, the communication model which has been framed here in the on the terms that is questions. Okay, so that they had answered the questions mostly, and they had also developed this entire studies that on the media's propaganda of the countries and the businesses at that time. Okay, so we'll here to understand what is sender, message, channel, receivers. So in these forms they had given a component which is who says what in which channel to whom with what effect. Okay, that is who is sending the information, who is the communicator, whether I, you, who is speaking, who is first started the communications. So the communication or the sender or the source of the masses from where the communication starts, that is who, that is a sender basically. Says what says what is the content of the masses, what is the content which is given by the senders, or sender is sending the what kind of the messages. So content of the message is basically the says what, in which channel, that is the medium or the media, right, through which the content is getting delivered or content is being disseminated. So what is that medium, whether it's social media, radio, all India radio, sorry, it's a radio, TV, or newspapers, internet, cinema, what the medium it is, that to basically broadcast or disseminate the messages to the receiver. With what effect, to whom, the receiver of the message of an audience basically. So receiver side, that is here the to whom, that the when the sender will send the information by designing the content of the messages and broadcasting through televisions or the cinemas. Now receiver will receive the messages and or as an audience, that is basically to whom, with what effect the feedback of the receiver to the senders. Actually here the feedback is absent. So what kind of the feedback it is, that is the feedback of the receiver to the sender. It means basically what kind of the effect basically has gone to the receiver through the sender. Means अगर अब कोई रैली हो रही है, उस रैली में सेंडर ने कितना, उसका कंटेंट में कितना पावरफुल कंटेंट था जिससे लोग रिएक्ट किए. सो वो रिएक्शन जो है बेसिकली अ फीडबैक है. सो फीडबैक ऑफ द रिसीवर टू द सेंडर is the with what effect. So in terms of the analysis also, if you would consider, that is who, which is a sender, is a control analysis, because sender control on their content what to speak and what to hide or what to write. Okay, so sender has an entire control on their thinking, speaking, writing, reading. So whatever the content they are thinking it about to spread or give it to the sender, sorry, receiver. So says what, that is content of the masses. So here the content analysis, that is what kind of the content is there which is going to impact the audience. Media analysis, that is a channel analysis. So what is the channel through which the content is getting broadcast. Audience analysis, the how receiver has received the messages which sender has sent. That is what the audience analysis. Next, it is the effect analysis. With what effect the message has been spread out. Okay, that to receivers. That will basically a feedback analysis or the effect analysis. Okay, so they had Laswell has focused on the questions voice model. Okay, so उन्होंने मॉडल तो बनाया है लेकिन क्वेश्चंस पे बनाया. Who says what in which channel to whom with what effect, that is with the Lasswell. So what he had explained the different components in the Lasswell model, that is control analysis, that helps the sender to have all the power because he or she is controlling the information or the messages. That's why the control analysis is in the sender side. Content analysis, it's about the messages, that is based on your experiences, based on your the groups which in which you are associated, the in the society in which you are living. So all the experiences will also be impact right on the content, because you are going to represent through your content to the receivers. So content analysis is also here important in terms of the text, images, videos, graphs, charts, visuals, audio, which kind of the content it is. So media analysis represent which medium should be used to exercise maximum power against the receivers. So here it is about the channel, or you can say as a medium or media. So media analysis here it is medium should be used to exercise maximum power, right? How you are going to reach 1 lakh instead of reaching to the 1000s. So that is what it should be. Your medium should be the maximum. Sorry, your audience should be the maximum. So that is an important when you are analyzing the medium or the media. Okay. Audience analysis shows who are the target populations which to be manipulated or brainwashed. That is the media messages are getting uh, to the audiences, and audiences are passive in the nature generally. So how it is impacting or manipulating or cultivating the mind of an audience, how it is targeting the populations. So that is basically the audience analysis, and how do audience will react on this effect of the messages is the effect analysis. So effect analysis is done before the processes starts, and it is used to predict the effect of the message over the target population to be exploited. So कहीं पे रैली होती है या कहीं पे कुछ प्रोग्राम्स होता है, तो उससे पहले वहां पर हम क्या करते हैं, इफेक्ट देखते हैं कि इसका कोई भी यहाँ पे स्पीकर अगर बोलेगा कुछ तो उसका अफेक्ट होगा या नहीं. It is basically the effect analysis is terms, predictive terms, which is predicted the effect of the messages over on some target populations. Okay, so that is what the effect analysis is. Clear to everyone? So ध्यान में रखेंगे मॉडल लेसवेल मॉडल में बस इतना ही है. Who says what in which channel to whom with what effect. Is clear? चलिए क्रिटिसिज्म पे बात
Yes,
करते
sir.
हैं. यस, क्रिटिसिज्म पे बात करते हैं. तो इस मॉडल का क्रिटिसिज्म की बात करेंगे तो मेजर क्रिटिसिज्म जो है वह है कि डजंट इंक्लूड द फीडबैक, बिकॉज हेयर द फीडबैक इज नॉट द एक्चुअल फीडबैक विच इज given by the receiver. The feedback is about the what kind with what effect the content is getting delivered. Okay, so that is from the sender side only, not on the concentrated. The feedback is not concentrated on the receiver side. Okay, receiver is not here the giving the feedback. In fact, it is about that is with what effect the messages is getting transmitted. Okay, so that is what the feedback is absent here, does not include the proper feedback. And here there has not been introduced any kind of the noise. So noise is also important here, because whenever we communicate there is a noise, that may be the technical noise, psychological noise, semantic noise, or distant one noise. So noise is the basic element which happens in the communications, we cannot ignore, but the here in the Lasswell model nowhere it is mentioned about the noise. Shailendra is saying that is it more related to the speech or the political statement? Yes, you may say, you may relate with the several examples related to the political speech when they speak to the audiences during an elections or before the elections, they basically do the rallies. So this can be because it is basically used as a making and propaganda. Okay. Lasso model of communication is basically it is applied in today's also. Today's scenarios may be as apply hota hai, but it is to create an propaganda. Okay. That is who says what in which channel with to whom with what effect if you analyze properly and with your analysis is proper, right? With the control analysis, effect analysis, and content that is sender analysis, ये सारे analysis आपके पास है, तो definitely you are going to impact the audience in, and you are going to brainwash very easily, cultivate the mind of an audience very easily. So this model is mainly used in the advertisement side. Okay, so advertisement में बहुत ज़्यादा यूज होता है. That is who says what, that is if the Shahrukh Khan will advertise any product, that product will impact a lot on the audience. Are you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, exactly. So who is the powerful here? The sender is powerful. So that's why the celebrity endorsement product, if you would notice down in the advertisement, what they are basically doing. You can take an example of Vimal Pan Masala. This is the great example to understand. The whole three stars are there: Ajay Devgan and Salman Khan and Shah Rukh Khan. They all are, and they are speaking that the Vimal Pan Masala advertisement they are coming. So it is impacting. So it is just to, yes, Akshay, Akshay. So basically, it is used to create a propaganda, and they want to show the power, and they want to cultivate the mind of an audience very easily. So that is what the control analysis, you have to analyze that who will give this informations, ये इंफॉर्मेशन किसके देने से ज्यादा प्रभावित होगा, कौन इस मैसेज को पढ़ेगा या इस एडवर्टीजमेंट को बोलेगा, तो ज्यादा सेल्स बढ़ेंगी. सो मेनली इट इज यूज्ड इन द एडवर्टीजमेंट साइड, मार्केटिंग साइड में ज्यादातर यूज होता है इस मॉडल का. गेटिंग क्लियर एवरीवन? सो इट्स अ लीनियर मॉडल. ओके, ये वन वे मॉडल है, कोई फीडबैक नहीं है, कोई रिसीवर के साइड से कोई भी कुछ भी नहीं है. नो नॉइज है, नो फीडबैक है, लीनियर है, वन वे कम्युनिकेशन है. चलिए, नाउ should we start the Aristotle model of communication, everyone? Okay, so in the Aristotle model of communication, basically we have to know that who was the Aristotle. So Aristotle was a Greek philosopher. He was also the teacher of the Alexander the Great. आपने सुना होगा अगर आपने पोरस देखा है. अच्छा, have you ever seen the Porus? There is a serial which is available on the YouTube also, and it came in the television में. पोरस आपने अगर देखा है तो, if you have seen, there you will see the Alexander the Great रोल, जो समझ में आया, उसकी अकड़ समझ में आया कि कौन था अलेक्जेंडर द ग्रेट, और वापस गया भारत से. राइट, चलिए, तो कोई बात नहीं, देखिएगा, बहुत अच्छी है, एक सीरीज है, एक सीरियल है. सो अलेक्जेंडर वॉज बेसिकली, I would not go on the Alexander side. So basically, understand as in context of the Aristotle, he was also the teacher of the Alexander the Great, and while exploring the human nature scientifically, Aristotle developed the model of the communication named Aristotle model of communication. So this is what how the this name was kept on the model. So this was highly used to develop the public speaking skills and the creating the propaganda at that particular time. Okay, so how this model is different from the Laswell, you would be getting to know, because this model is mainly used in the public speaking skills. Okay, majorly in the public speaking skills this model is applied, and to create a propaganda at that time. Okay, चलिए स्टार्ट करते हैं. इसके कंपोनेंट्स क्या क्या हैं वो देख लेते हैं. कंपोनेंट्स यहाँ पे है, अकॉर्डिंग टू दिस मॉडल, that is the speaker plays a key role in the communication. That is the most prominent role of here in this processes of communication is speaker. It means sender. So sender plays a here key role in the communication. He is the one who takes complete charge of the communication. Okay, because entire things depends upon the speaker. Because if a politician is speaking, so entire responsibilities of the that particular politician or the celebrating who is speaking. Okay, so that is what the he is the one who taking the complete charge of the communication. So this model says that a speaker communicates in such a way that listeners get influenced and respond accordingly. Yes, and it's true, right? So this is not through the medium basically. It's the power of the person who's having the skills, who is having the public skills to influence the audience very easily, okay, and definitely respond accordingly, okay. सो लिसनर जो है वो आपकी बात को सुनेगा अच्छे से और उसे रिप्लाई भी करेगा। इसी में तीन फॉर्मूला भी होते हैं, दैट इज इथोस, पैथोस एंड लोगोस, व्हिच के कॉन्सेप्ट्स वाज गिवन बाय एरिस्टोटल ओनली। विल एक्सप्लोर यू लेटर ऑन दिस स्लाइड। So Aristotle advised the speakers to build the speech for different audience on different times. So the occasions are very much different, like on the Diwali, like on Raksha Bandhan, like on Holi, like on Dashahara. So they basically make some persons who is having the power and they influence, they they know basically कि speaker का बहुत बड़ा role है यहाँ पे भी। तो same example you can also take here in this Aristotle model, as we have taken in the Laswell model of the that pan masala, and the one of the more advertisements that if the Shahrukh Khan is uh, advertising any product, so how the impact will be. The same cases is here also, because the speaker plays an here key role, and the speaker build the speech for different audience and different time. Similarly, here the speaker communicates in such a way that listener get influenced. So almost it is the same as in the Laswell model, but Laswell has given and emphasizes on the question part, right? They had emphasized on the questions part, that is who says what in which channel, with whom, with what effect. But here the Aristotle is giving the uh, that components like the speaker speech and audience effect. So effect was the same here. Effect was also in the Laswell model. The audience, that is the receiver, was also in the Laswell model. The speech, that is content, it was also in the Laswell model. Speaker, which is the sender, it was also in the Laswell model. So almost everything is same, but only the different it is the occasion. Occasion here you have to understand that what is the occasions, and on what occasions the content is made separately, audience is selected separately, okay, the sender is also selected respectively. So this is what you have to understood in this process of communication. Now example we can take it here. It will be basically 2024, considered it by the 2024. So Ranjan sir had given the motivational speech to his aspirants in the classes to crack the JRF in the 2004 December exam. The speaker, who is the speaker here? The Ranjan sir is the speaker here. Speech, that is what kind of the speech we are providing here to you. That is about the UGC NET exam. And what the occasion here it is? Occasion is the class. Okay, in the classes basically I try to speak the or motivate to you. The audience is the aspirants here. And that what the effect it is? The effect is that to crack the JRF. So this is what the examples which we had given to you to relate with you very easily. A lot of the examples could be taken in to understand the occasions. Okay, so different occasions could be there. But now, if you are telling that the speaker is the key role here and occasions matters here, then you have to understand that the whatever the public skills which you are talking in the Aristotle model, so when the skill will be working, when you go with these three things, that is the public speaking skills में तीन चीजें हैं, एक है ethos, एक है pathos और दूसरा है logos. So ethos is basically a characteristics which makes you credible in front of the audience. So very good example is given to understand the ethos, what the ethos it is and how the persons make credible in front of the audience. The example it is that the mass will not listen to the promises of a corrupt politician, but if a politician is known for his good deeds, there is a high chance or chance his speech will be heard. It means that अगर politician corrupt होगा तो उसकी बात कोई नहीं सुनेगा. अगर पॉलिटिशियन अच्छे कामों के लिए जाना जाता है तो बहुत हाई चांसेस है कि उसके ऑडियंस उसको सुनेंगे. इसका मतलब है इथोस क्या बोलता है? क्रेडिबिलिटी की बात करता है. इट टॉक्स अबाउट द क्रेडिबिलिटी, हाउ मच यू आर क्रेडिबल इन फ्रंट ऑफ द ऑडियंस. इफ यू आर वेरी मच क्रेडिबल, definitely the audience will heard you, audience will listen you, okay, audience will definitely react over on you. Next, it is the pathos. Pathos is about the emotional bonding which will make the audience captivated and they feel that the speaker is one of their own people. मतलब ये कि एक तरीके का एक ऐसा पैथोस में एक इमोशंस है जहाँ पे ऑडियंस को तो आप ब्रेन वॉश या कैप्टिवेट या कल्टीवेट तो करते ही हो, उन्हें मोटिवेट तो करते ही हो, लेकिन साथ साथ में वो जो कल्टीवेट हुआ उसकी जो ब्रेन बदली, दिमाग में जो आप चल रही थी उसको आपने जो चेंज किया, मैनिपुलेट किया, उससे वो आपसे बहुत ही कनेक्ट हो गया, एंड दैट कनेक्शन इज इमोशनल. So as an example, we'll give you to understand the pathos. So if the people of a village needs water and the politician tells them that he will help in the building roads, the people will not get influenced, but might be influenced if he says he will build a dam for the drinking water and irrigation. मतलब ये कि अगर गांव के लोग को पानी की जरूरत है और पॉलिटिशियन कहते हैं कि हम रोड बनाएंगे, तो लोग को तो पानी चाहिए, रोड तो नहीं चाहिए, तो लोग प्रभावित नहीं होंगे. वो तब प्रभावित होंगे जब आप पानी मांग रहे हैं और आप जो है इरिगेशन के लिए भी और ड्रिंकिंग वाटर के लिए भी डैम बना रहे हैं, उसकी बात कर रहे हैं. then the people will start listening to you when you go beyond their expectations. That is what the emotional bonds here it talk about the pathos. Is clear? इन दोनों के बीच में कोई कंफ्यूजन है प्लीज एवरीवन? इज इट क्लियर? ethos and pathos is clear? These are the public speaking skills which the speaker should have. They can impact more, and it's given by the Aristotle only. Logos. Now, next, last is here the skills which they had talked about, which is logos. Logos is the logic. Okay, logos is the logic. People find logic in everything. You must present facts to the audience for them to believe in you. आपके पास अगर कोई स्टैट्स नहीं है, कोई फैक्ट्स नहीं है, कोई फिगर्स नहीं है ना, कोई डेटा नहीं है, तो लोग आपकी बातों को नहीं सुनेंगे, है ना. कुछ आंकड़े होना जरूरी होता है, कुछ रेफरेंस पॉइंट होना जरूरी होता है. ओके. So like for an example is given here, a presenter using factual data in an awareness program will attract the audience attentions, will make them believe in the need of awareness in the particular matter. अगर आप किसी चीज को लेकर कोई अवेयरनेस रिलेटेड प्रोग्राम्स आप बना रहे हो या बता रहे हो ऑडियंस को, तो ऑडियंस का अटेंशन तभी अट्रैक्ट होगा आपकी तरफ जब आप उसे डेटा बताएंगे, जब आप उसे फैक्ट्स बताएंगे. ओके. सो बिकॉज दे वांट लॉजिक. अगर लॉजिक नहीं है आपकी बातों में, तो कोई मतलब नहीं है चार कहानियां कहने की. ओके. सो दैट इज व्हाट इट्स important, that is ethos, pathos and logos, in which they want to say that the public speaking skills में ये ethos, pathos, लोगों की क्वालिटीज होनी चाहिए. ओके. दिस शुड मस्ट बी इन द पब्लिक स्पीकिंग स्किल्स जो आप डेवलप करना चाह रहे हैं. इस क्लियर? एवरीवन इज क्लियर? चलिए. सो एरिस्टोटल में कुछ नहीं है. एरिस्टोटल में बस आपको समझना है दैट इज द ओकेजन्स. सो इलेक्शन इज द ओकेजन्स, दिवाली इज द ओकेजन्स, है ना, ईद इज द ओकेजन, क्रिसमस डे इज द ओकेजन्स. सो ऑन द ओकेजन्स आपने देखा होगा ओकेजन पे लोग अपना भाषण देना शुरू करते हैं, लोगों को कैप्टिवेट करना शुरू करते हैं. जब भी इलेक्शन की बात आ जाती है, इलेक्शन आने का समय जब नजदीक हो जाता है, तो दे स्टार्टेड captivating the audience. Okay. चलिए. So should we start the last one of the today's sessions, the cultivation theory, everyone? Should we start? It's also important. चलिए. सो कल्टीवेशन थ्योरी जो है, आप देखिए, आप पिक्चर में देखेंगे कैसे कनेक्टेड है टेलीविजन की से, है ना. So this theory was developed by the George Sumner in 1960s. He was an Hungarian-born American professor of the communication. So what the cultivation theory is here talk about. So cultivation theory is a social theory that suggests that long-term exposure to the media content. It means if you are regularly watching the televisions and long term आप देख रहे हो सुबह से लेकर शाम तक टीवी 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 में ही लगे हो, so then it will gradually shape an individual's worldview and perceptions of the social reality. फिर क्या होगा, एक सिंड्रोम स्टार्ट होगा आपके माइंड में. क्यों? अगर बच्चे को आप ज्यादा टीवी दिखाएंगे तो क्या होगा, वो तो यही एक्सपेक्ट करेगा ना कि कार्टून में तो उछल उछल कर लोग इधर उधर जाते हैं, तो वो भी ट्राई करेगा. ही और शी विल ट्राई डू द सेम थिंग्स as they had looked on the cartoon channels. The same, not we are just talking about the cartoons, but here if you can talk it seriously of the crime patrols related serials, अगर आप देखते हो तो what will happen if you regularly watch 3 4 एपिसोड 5 एपिसोड 10 एपिसोड डेली का अगर आप देख रहे हो, तो what will happen, it will syndrome will be created. Okay, एक syndrome generate होगा. syndrome कहने का मतलब एक ऐसी बीमारी है ना जो आपको नहीं पता चलेगा, लेकिन आप पूरे वर्ल्ड को वैसा ही देखने लग जाओगे, लेकिन जो हकीकत में वैसा नहीं है. यू विल डाउट, यस यू विल स्टार्ट डाउटिंग ऑन एवरीवन, right? You will be the perception will start creating in your mind that the entire world is like this only. The world isn't dangerous, world is very a dangerous place. So this is basically the mean world syndrome. आप पूरी दुनिया को ही वैसे समझने लग जाते हो. सो एक डर सा महसूस होने लगता है, एक मिसट्रस्ट होने लगता है, एक एंजाइटी सी फील होना शुरू हो जाता है. दैट इज व्हाट इट्स अवेयर इन द कल्टिवेशन थ्योरी, बिकॉज टीवी हैज एन पावर टू कल्टिवेट द माइंड वेरी इजीली, because it's both have audio and visual mode of communications. So we connect very easily, and we start thinking in that particular way that this is being happened, and so definitely it will, it the entire world is in like this only. Okay, so thinking can also get criminal sometimes. Yes, it's exactly Mayuri. So sometimes it happens. Okay, जब गेम से लोगों को बदल सकता है, आपने देखा होगा ब्लू वेल गेम, इट्स द सेम हियर द कल्टिवेशन थ्योरी इज अप्लाइड. जो ब्लू वेल का गेम का जो हुआ था, आपने देखा था उसका इम्पैक्ट कितना बड़ा था. अभी एक और है ना जो लोग देख गेम खेलते हैं बहुत सारा, पबजी. हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू प्ले पबजी? क्या पबजी खेलते हो आप लोग? नहीं ना? यस, नहीं खेलना, बिकॉज इट्स नॉट द गुड थिंग. ओके, सो it is also, it also becomes a habit and it cultivates. Okay, so ये बहुत ही so see the cultivation theory example. If someone watches a lot of the crime dramas on the television, they may start to believe that crime is more prevalent issues in the societies than it actually is. ऐसा है कि ऐसा नहीं है. ये तब समझ में आता है जब आप लगातार टेलीविजन ड्रामा वगैरह देख लेते हो. सो जैसा होता नहीं एक्चुअली में वैसा आपको दिखने लग जाता है. So as a result, they may become more fearful and anxious, which could ultimately affect their behavior and attitudes towards others. So what changes? आपकी behavior में change आने लगेगा, आपके attitudes में change आने लगेगा, आप बेचैनी जैसी महसूस करने लगोगे, आपको डर सा लगने लगेगा. So this cultivation theory has been criticized for the oversimplifying the complex relationship between the media exposure and the behavior. It has also been influential in the shaping our understanding of the how media can shape our perceptions of reality. So basically, it is about the cultivating the mind through the televisions. And this study was more on the youth. ये बच्चों पे, ये यूथ पे ज्यादा रिसर्च किया गया था, right? So this major studies and the samples was collected through the youth only. Okay, this study was conducted that impact of the television on the youth. Yes, what about the porn sites and regarding cultivation? Yes, the same things here also that applied. The same here also. that the peoples that who are very much addicted to the porn sites, basically that it cultivates, and the many of the cases are now being raised, the whether it is about the rape and whether it is about the crime and the what the basically किस तरीके का क्राइम हो रहा है आजकल देख ही रहे हो, कुकर में पकाने का, फ्रीज में रखने का, काट काट के रखने का, कैसे कैसे चीजें हो रही है, राइट? दिस इज व्हाट इट इज बेसिकली, the same things, whether it is through the game, whether it is through the porn sites, whether it is through the television serials, or whether through it the advertisements, everywhere that the media is totally, and how it is cultivating the mind and behavior and attitudes, changing the attitudes. Okay, is it clear to everyone? Yeah. Now, so this is what the basically, so what it is important in regard of all, if you would summarize the cultivation theories, Aristotle theories, Aristotle model and the Laswell models. So what you have to remember in context of the exam के context से आपको क्या याद रखना है? Exam के context से आपको याद रखना है Laswell model का components. So components is important here in the Laswell model. When this Laswell model was launched again, when this Laswell model was framed, that is in 1948. Aristotle model कब आया, right? So simply the Aristotle model जो है basically क्या क्या इसके components हैं, okay? So examples, ethos, pathos, logos का concept दिया, इसका मतलब क्या है, ethos क्या है, pathos क्या है, simply you can go for ethos is about credible, pathos is about the emotional bonding, logos is about the logic, it's simple, okay? In the cultivation theories as well, that the developed who developed these theories by the George Dubner when in 1960s, what the mean world syndrome it is just like basically when the person's regularly watching the televisions, it is basically a perception start creating and syndrome start creating in their behaviors. So they think they started thinking, they perceive the world as an violent and dangerous places. Okay, so this is what it's here. It is as in the cultivation theories. Hope things are clear. If there is any doubt in regard of things that you want to ask, then please go ahead and ask. Please, पूछिए. Any questions, Anjali? Please ask from the models and theories that we had discussed the three models. Any questions are there? Mayuri, Palvi, Shalendra, any questions from your sides? Please ask the questions. Questions should be there. See, तभी डिस्कशन कर सकते हैं, क्वेश्चंस होना चाहिए तभी मजा आता है ना? तो आप डिस्कशन कर सकते हो, अभी टाइम है हमारे पास 4 मिनट. मयूरी, वांट टू से समथिंग ऑन द थ्योरीज एंड ऑल? कुछ चीजें कहनी है आपको, पूछनी है, कोई डाउट्स है, कोई एग्जांपल बतानी है? सेम टू द पल्लवी एंड द शालिंद्र, इज देयर एनीथिंग दैट यू वांट टू आस्क? पूछिए. नहीं पूछेंगे तो प्रॉब्लम होगी. चलिए, कोई डाउट्स नहीं है, कोई कुछ भी नहीं है. तो फिर ये बताइए आप लोग. अच्छा, challenge something asked. How we compare the feedback in the first two model? See, अगर आप feedback comparison कर रहे हो, comparison कर रहे हो इस दोनों में, so Aristotle model में जो feedback है, that the same thing it is in the with the effect, with what effect that basically ये प्रॉपर, चाहे वो एरिस्टोटल हो चाहे लैसवेल हो, ये रिसीवर की साइड से फीडबैक नहीं है. फीडबैक यहाँ पे आप क्या समझ रहे हो? फीडबैक है कि आप कितनी इफेक्टिवली बातें करते हो, कितनी इफेक्टिवली आपका कंटेंट है, किस इफेक्ट के साथ जो है वो पहुंच रहा है आपकी मैसेज. सो इफेक्ट इज विद द मैसेज, इफेक्ट विद द चैनल, इफेक्ट विद द सेंडर. दिस इज नॉट द इफेक्ट विद द रिसीवर. द रिसीवर इज गोइंग द फीडबैक टू यू. इट इज नॉट. Okay, so it is basically the receive, the effect is with the content, how the content is made. So the differentiations between the Laswell and Aristotle is the only things that the Laswell works on the questions, क्वेश्चन साइड से है, दैट इज हु सेज व्हाट इन विच चैनल टू whom with what effect, दैट इज who what when, ये सारी चीजें हैं, क्वेश्चंस है. But in the Aristotle, they had designed very differently. It is not on the base of the questions, they had based on the occasions. That the occasions is here very important. So as the occasions come, they manipulate the content accordingly. अभी देखना, अभी दशहरा आ रहा है, राइट, दुर्गा पूजा आ रही है. दुर्गा पूजा के टाइम पे देखना लोगों के भाषण के तरीके बदल जाएंगे, है ना. तो वो सारी चीजें हैं, दैट एज द सिचुएशंस और ओकेजन्स कम, द मैसेज इज डिजाइंड अकॉर्डिंगली. ओके, हम लोग खुद ही करते हैं द सेम थिंग्स, दैट ओकेजन देखकर हम वीडियोस बनाते हैं, है ना. ओकेजन देख के यूट्यूब चैनल वाले जितने क्रिएटर्स हैं वो वही वीडियोस बनाते हैं. देखते हैं 15 अगस्त, 15 अगस्त नजदीक आ रहा है, 15 अगस्त से रिलेटेड कंटेंट बनाना शुरू कर देंगे. रक्षाबंधन आ रहा है, रक्षाबंधन से रिलेटेड कंटेंट बनाना शुरू करेंगे, बिकॉज दे नो द पीपल विल गेट इमोशनली कनेक्टेड. दैट इज इथोस पैथोस लोगोस, वही चीजें अप्लाई करिए यहाँ पे. ओके, सो इट इज बेजरली फोकस्ड ऑन द पब्लिक स्पीकिंग स्किल साइड. अगर आपका बहुत अच्छा स्किल्स है तो आप अच्छे से ओकेजन बनाकर, अच्छे से मैसेज बनाकर आप ऑडियंस को मोटिवेट और अपनी ओर खींच सकते हो. दे विल लिसन टू यू वेरी केयरफुली. इट इज एप्लीकेबल इन द एड एंड मार्केटिंग वेरी वेरी, बहुत ही अच्छे तरीके से. ओकेजन तो सबसे ज्यादा एडवर्टीजमेंट में यूज होता है. बोथ ऑफ द मॉडल इज पर्टिकुलरली एंड डायरेक्टली बीन यूज्ड इन द advertisement, both of the model, not only the both, the even the cultivation theories is also. ठीक है, कल्टीवेशन थ्योरीज भी, ज्यादा एडवर्टीजमेंट देखते हो तो आप क्या करते हो, मैगी खरीद के लेकर आ जाते हो, है ना. ज्यादा एडवर्टीजमेंट देखते हो तो आप क्या करते हो, आपको ऑफर अप्लाई कर देते हो, और आपको लगता है कि यार अभी डिस्काउंट आ रही है, ले लेते हैं, फिर बाद में डिस्काउंट रहेगी नहीं रहेगी. ओके, सो दिस ऑल आर द things that been applied in the advertisement also. Okay, they cultivate the mind through the advertisements. Is clear to everyone? So, okay, thank you. Thank you to all. Thank you so much. So this was all about which we had discussed regarding the model and the status of the journalism as current and contemporary situations. So thank you to all. Thank you so much. Take care and stay safe. Good night. We'll discuss on the paper one, and the result discussion also will start tomorrow. Okay. Chale. Thank you. Good night.